Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here. It is NFL Week 13 Best Bets video. I cannot believe we're already on Week 13, but man, we are excited. We got a good week of games. I haven't said that in a few weeks. We got some big ones this weekend, and we're going to talk about them, and we're going to give you some best bets. So it's going to be a lot of fun. First, before we dive in, please hit like and subscribe. We're growing, and it's awesome to see you guys following along and commenting and all that. So hit like and subscribe. We appreciate it. And yeah, here's what we're gonna go best bets, and we're gonna talk a little Deshaun Watson to start out. But before we do all that, that Bills game, Ryan, what do you think of that 24-10 win by the Bills today?
Just another boring Thursday night football game.
Yep.
I love football. I love football all the time during the week, during Monday and out those things. But Thursday football games, they just struggle. They just aren't very competitive half the time, and just kind of blah. I don't get home in time, and trying to record it and get it into the groove. It doesn't work out well for me. Just lose interest in the game, and then the game doesn't turn out great. So I don't know. I kind of expected this from the Bills to beat the Patriots this way, but I don't know. Hard to watch sometimes.
Agree, especially when you lose your freaking bet. Josh Allen didn't even look to run the ball. The over rush yards, he didn't get there. It was a weird game. They were able to run the ball with James Cook, and just he didn't need to run. It's just a boring. Just the Patriots are hard to watch sometimes. So good win by the Bills. They needed it to get back on track, but that's about all we need to talk about that. So just so you guys know, in regards to player props, if you're looking for those bets, we'll probably do a social media post like we did last weekend on Friday or Saturday, and give you a few that we like for the weekend. Right now, it's tough. There's a lot of games that don't have props out yet, and so it's tough to give any best bets. But we got our eyes on some right now. But yeah, we'll give you that later this weekend. So just like the Sunday night and Monday night bets that we'll give out. So that's where we're at. Real quick, before we dive into some best bets, we got to talk about this game. Deshaun Watson, he is back on a football field. He hasn't played since 2020, and what a coinkydink. He's playing against the Texans in his first game. Wow, what a crazy, crazy thing the NFL did. This is a hard game when we looked at it to bet and just predict, because we don't know what the heck we're getting from Deshaun Watson when it's been that long. What do you think? How do you think he's going to be received there in Houston when his name is announced?
They will not like him. They will boo him badly. The security guards better make sure they are keeping their eyes peeled on posters and things like that, because they want to keep it clean, kid friendly, and stands and audience and things like that. Because if not, there could be some harsh words and language coming out, and we can't have that as NFL fans and people. So, but he's definitely going to need to be booed. That's for sure. Yeah. What do you think?
Posters.
Posters,
They better watch out for no. They gotta watch out for flying beer bottles. Are you kidding me?
Yep, those two. You're right.
Deshaun is gonna get booed heavily in Houston if the fans show up to this game, which I think they will against Deshaun. But he's gonna get booed at every stadium because there's a lot of people that don't like him. It's not just his old team; they don't like what he did. The whole thing is just weird to me because I really thought this guy was a good guy. I really did.
Yeah.
I thought he was a decent guy in college. Everything that he did at Houston, I think he was giving money to people within the organization, to employees, and just helping out any way he could. This is just, and you can be a good person and then do all these things, I guess. But I don't know. It's just weird. And I'm just so curious. Honestly, for him, I don't think they're going to have him throw a lot because they have one of the top rushing offenses, and the Houston Texans have the worst running defense in the NFL. I think it's going to be Chubb, and more Chubb. You know what I'm saying? Pardon the pun with Deshaun Watson, but you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a lot of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and I just don't think it's going to be anything else, really. So I don't want to talk about this game because we don't have a bet. I don't think you have a bet. It's Browns -7. And yeah, he's going to get booed left and right. I can't wait to see it, and that's all I got. I just think we got to talk about the game because it's crazy how long it's been since he's been on a football field.
It's been a while. That's going to be crazy. I do think I agree with you. They need to run the ball and not put it into his hands and have him throw it a whole bunch, because I think that could be disastrous for a guy that hasn't played in 2 years. So definitely run the ball, which you're right. They should be able to do that against the Houston Texans defense.
Yep. And I think we're both on the same page in this one, but Browns are toast. Like, they're not making the playoffs. They're going to need to win like every game here on out to have a chance, I think. So
and still get some help. Yep.
Yeah, so they're done. But yeah, And the other big games like Chiefs, Bengals, huge game. And what's the other one we got going? Dolphins, 49ers.
Dolphins, Niners. Yep.
Huge games. Those two games, I'm telling you, we'll talk about it. Anyways, we're going to get into it because we got bets on the games. So this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk football, talk some bets. And speaking of that, who is ready for some best bets? Let's do it. We each got 3. We need winners. We are up over 10 units on the year. Let's make it 15 to 20. Let's just do it. Let's just nail all the TikTok bets and nail these ones. Let's have some fun while doing it. So remember, bet responsibly, people. Do not just throw 15,000 parlays in there. Bet your mortgage. Bet responsibly. Manage your bankroll. I'll do a video out at some point to kind of talk about that. Some good tips. It's a marathon. You're not trying to get a quick $100 every bet you make. So just wanted to point that out. Here we go. Are we ready, Ryan?
We're ready. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Bet number 1. I don't know why I'm touching this game, but I am. Over 44 Packers and Bears. Both quarterbacks are questionable. Yeah, okay. So before we dive in here, Fields and Rodgers both look like they're going to play. They're both practicing. Rodgers sounded like he was maybe going to shut down for the year. He's not going to anymore. They both look like they're going to suit up. If Rodgers doesn't play, I'm still okay with it, but I do need Justin Fields to play, and I'm taking a chance because when they announce Justin Fields will start this game, that total, you better believe it, is going to go from 44 to 46, 47. It's going up because the Bears score, and the Bears don't stop anybody. This total is way too low, and I'm taking a chance, and I'm going after it. So, that's up to you. It just, all the reports I read sound like Justin Fields is playing, and so is Rodgers. Now, to this game. Both teams are bottom 10 rush defenses. I mean, they are just struggling mightily. We all know what Fields can do running the ball himself to go along with their running attack that they have. But first of all, points-wise, the Bears are giving up 25.5 points per game, and the Packers are giving up 23.6. They're both giving up a lot, both bottom 11. But here's where the Bears are. Okay, anytime the Bears take the field, points are coming. Here are the last 6 games. Are you ready for this, Ryan? Last 6 games with Justin Fields starting, right? So not last game because he wasn't playing. Here's the point totals for the game. Okay? 40, remember my total's 44. 47, 78, 67, 61, 51, and there was a 41 in there. That's an average of 57.5 points. 57.5. This Bears defense, I've mentioned a million times, they may be the worst defense in the league other than the Texans since they traded Roquan Smith and Quinn and just gave up on the season. So I love this bet over 44. I think this gets in the 50s. Lock that sucker in now because it's going up when those quarterbacks are announced in. Ryan, what do you think?
I think you're right on there. It's like that line will definitely go up once those quarterbacks get announced because Fields can score by legs, by air. It doesn't matter. And Rodgers against that Bears defense, you're right. He's going to put up points when he comes back. And even if Jordan Love plays and Rodgers doesn't, I still see the Bears giving up points to Love. So should be good with your bet. I like it.
Yeah, no, I think the Bears give up points to anybody at this point. Like, you know what I mean? Like Georgia. Georgia could probably put up points right now on the Bears. That's a whole nother discussion, by the way. What would the best college team do against the worst? Let's just say it's Georgia or Michigan or what? I'm not even gonna say Michigan. That sounded terrible out of my mouth. Georgia versus the Texans.
No,
like 58-0. Is that what we're thinking?
It would still. I don't know if the Texans could score 58, but I don't think that. But NFL players are better than college athletes. Yes, you have
I'm
to
gonna
have
do a
more
TikTok video. I agree. I'm going to do a TikTok video on that. I bet people have an answer for that. So, or leave a comment here. I'm curious to see what you think. It's just like the NBA college basketball debate. You know what I mean? It's like the best college basketball team versus the worst NBA. Yeah, it's a joke. I agree.
No,
all right. Enough rambling. That's my best bet. Ryan, go for it. Your first bet.
All right. I'm going to start with my bet of the week. Yep, you got that right. This is my bet of the week. I'm going Dolphins money line over the 49ers. That's at plus 160. I know the Niners have been playing better football, but Tua has not lost a game that he started and finished. That's the key. So I really hope he starts and finishes against Bosa and the guys that put on the pass rush. But these receivers are special. I think they can get some separation, and Tua can hit the receivers where it's Waddle, whether it's Hill, Gesicki, they got weapons, and Tua's good at getting the ball out quick. I think that'll help them. And the 49ers, their offense, it can be explosive, but it can really do nothing sometimes. Really hit or miss. McCaffrey, he's questionable, might not play, so not a whole bunch of practice time, which he still needs for this team. And the Dolphins head coach, he was in the 49ers system, so he knows it. He knows what they're looking for, and I think he dials it up and wins against his old team and pulls out the victory. So that is my bet of the week. I like it.
Wow, the ball's on you.
Yep.
I'm not going to say I agree, and I'm not going to say I disagree, but I like the value at plus 160. That's really the only thing I like. But you said Tua gets the ball out quick. He freaking better, because guess what, guys? I don't know if you guys know this. The Dolphins may be without their left tackle and their right tackle, Armstead and forgot the other guy, Austin Jackson, I think. So they may be out both offensive tackles against Nick Bosa in this defense. Ryan, remind me, when was the last time the Niners gave up a point in the second half? Has it been a while?
If you're winning by more than the other team at that time, we're good. As long as the Dolphins are up by more than they need to be, which they killed the Texans last game, so hopefully that's the case. Also, the Dolphins defense.
Hold on.
No. The Dolphins.
Congratulations on beating the Texans. I don't know how you did it, Dolphins.
They were
Congratulations. And guess how many points the Dolphins scored in the second half of that game?
No, we don't need to talk about it. Zero. So they're fine. They're good. They
30-0 to 30-15.
We can do the same thing. Plus, the Dolphins' defense is playing much better towards the second half of the season than the first half of the season.
Yeah,
so I think it's just another way, statement win again, and the Dolphins can do it.
The Dolphins are doing good against really terrible offenses. You're right. Their defense is really starting to show up. I actually see this being a low-scoring game, to be honest. It's hard to say with all these weapons. I don't know. We'll see. But McCaffrey needs to play because Elijah Mitchell is out for the year, which is a tough loss for the Niners. So McCaffrey needs to play, but I don't know. It's a tough one. Plus 160 is a good bet. I think it's going to be a fun game. So enjoy this game. This will be a lot of fun to watch.
Yes, this one's a must-watch for sure.
Plus 160, bet of the week for Ryan. There we go. All right, my bet of the week. Plus 2,000. No, I'm just joking. Minus 110. Here we go. Guys, this doesn't make any sense to me. Steelers money line against the Atlanta Falcons. Lock it in. Bet of the week. Almost made it my bet of the month, but I'm not because it's still Kenny Pickett and it's still the Steelers. But this offense has been better. I don't know if anybody's been watching this Steelers team. They've been a little bit better every week for the last 3 games, averaging almost 25 points a game the last 3 weeks. Did you know that, Ryan? They are doing better offensively. Okay? They may have no Najee Harris for this game. I really don't care. I don't think Najee has great vision. I think a lot of it's their offensive line, but he's averaging 3.7 yards a carry. The guy, Jalen Warren, who's probably going to replace him, who has like 38 carries this year, he's averaging 5 yards a carry. It's not like Najee's just dominating the league, so I don't think it's that big of a loss. What people don't realize is the schedule the Steelers have had. Have you looked at that, Ryan? They have played some tough teams. Ready for this? Bills. Okay, Bills. Bengals twice. Eagles. Dolphins. Jets. Bucks. Like, that's not an easy schedule. It's one of the hardest in the league so far. And when they've played like okay teams lately, since their offense picked up, Saints 20-10 win on the road. Colts 24-17 win, I think, on the road also. I just think the Steelers take care of business, and they don't belong in the Atlanta Falcons pick'em. I mean, this is like a pick'em pretty much, and I just don't see how that's even a thing. What the Falcons do is they run the ball. They run the ball the second most in the league. That's just what they do. They run it. Let's see, 56% of the time they run the ball. Pittsburgh's a top 10 rush defense. When the Falcons have to pass, they don't do well. Mariota does not. That's not what they're built to do. Without Kyle Pitts, too, I know he kind of had an off and on year, but they don't pass the ball well. And so when they do pass the ball, guess what? They're bottom 3 in giving up sacks. Do you think that's a good idea against guys like Cameron Hayward and TJ Watt and all those guys? No, not exactly. So terrible matchup. Here's a little trend that doesn't really have anything to do with why I like this game, but the Steelers are 12-1-1 against the Falcons the last 14. Yeah, I know that's a soccer record. They obviously had a tie in there, but they're 12-1-1 in the last 14 against Falcons. So they obviously own this franchise right now. Anyways, all that said, tough matchup. Falcons run the ball. Steelers can stop the run. And this Kenny Pickett guy, he has not turned the ball over in 3 games. Can you believe that? Is that just a freaking miracle or what?
So does
Yeah,
that mean you need
I
to get
did.
on the Kenny Pickett turnover bandwagon? Maybe one interception.
Oh, because he's due.
Yeah, just throwing it out there.
We could. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. In fact, the team overall in the last 3 games has not turned the ball over.
That's good.
Which, if you know Mike Tomlin, he preaches that constantly for this team, and he's finally getting it. So, guess what happens when you don't turn the ball over? You start scoring more points, and you play more consistently. Kenny Pickett is coming into his own a little bit. I'm not saying he's becoming this superstar or anything yet, but he's playing better. Steelers money line, bet of the freaking week. Lock it in. I don't care at all that it's on the road. What do you got?
There you go. Yep. All right. So this one, I know we've talked about it before. Ravens, we are not betting, right? We're not going to bet the Ravens no more. So I went the opposite way. I am betting against them. I'm going Broncos plus 8.5 at minus 110. The Ravens have screwed us all other ways, so hopefully they don't screw us this way by covering and messing it up. And I don't think they will. The Ravens' offense has been very inconsistent. I don't believe in their defense. So 8.5 is a lot of points. I know the Broncos don't put up points, but I can see this being a low-scoring game and the Broncos covering. They're not going to win. I don't think they have a chance at winning the game. I want to go there. But 8.5 is a lot of points. I do think Russ has maybe one more game, one good game in him. This is the spot I'm seeing that it happens against a bad Ravens defense. I still think the Broncos
Wait,
are going to hate him.
wait. A bad Ravens defense?
Yeah. Or, okay, inconsistent,
Thank you.
and
I'll
you're
take
not
that.
sure
Yeah.
what you're going to get. All it takes is a
Okay.
quarter and get 2 touchdowns by Russ, whether it be running and doing, I'm going to do everything I can or whatnot. I got a weird feeling that this is going to be the game that Russ goes, look, I'm still good in the league. I don't think the Broncos are going to be happy with it, and half the team's still going to hate him. But I think that's how it's going to play out. So that's why I like the Broncos at plus 8.5 for minus 110.
I have so many things to say, but we're going to try to keep this video short for you people. But, man, I got a lot to say. First of all, you think Russ is going to, you said 2 touchdowns, all this stuff. They've only scored more than 1 touchdown twice this year. In a game. That's freaking insane to me.
That's what they're going to do in one quarter. Watch.
Yeah. Okay, you're done. You still are betting on the Ravens somewhat because you're betting on them to struggle.
Yes.
So if you're betting on them to do something, they usually do the opposite. Don't forget. This game is literally as stinky as it gets. Nobody is going to hear this bet and go, "Oh, I can't wait to go get a ticket on the Denver Broncos because they are so good."
It's not about the greatness of the game. It's a bet, and I think that's a good bet. I'm not watching.
We know the Broncos are going to score. Broncos are going to score anywhere from 7 to 14 points, 7 to 13, right?
Yeah.
So you see this as like a. I'm trying to keep you in it. 17-10 Ravens take the win.
Yeah, easily.
Okay. This over-under, by the way, is like
Tucker.
39. Yeah. 39 and a half, I think, is the over-under on this. So this is a huge point spread for such a low total. It's very unique game for sure. But yeah, if this is the game Russ decides to dominate, it will be his first one of the year. Congratulations. Yep. Also, real quick, Russ just had a birthday party that CR put on. I have to mention this. And I think I heard reports that half the team showed up, or not even half the team. If you've ever seen the movie Draft Day, this is straight from the movie Draft Day. Like, the guy who should be the number 1 pick has a birthday party. Nobody showed up. They have to figure out why. They learned something about his character. If you haven't seen the movie, I'm done giving away spoilers. But I will say, Russ still doesn't have friends, except for in Seattle. It took a while for people not to like him. In Denver, it's happening quick. Anyways, enough for the Russ talk. Good luck with that Broncos pick, though. 8.5 is a lot in a low-scoring game. They got a good defense, so we will see. All right, bet number 3. Are we all ready to focus here? It's a teaser. I did a teaser in week 1, and I haven't gone back to it until now. A teaser, just to remind people, is a 6-point teaser. So you take whatever the spread is, and you add 6 points in your favor for each game. You do 2 teams. It's like a parlay, but it's a teaser. You have to win both. The odds are minus 120. I know they're not great, but you're also getting great points in general. So I'll go one game at a time here. It's going to be the Jets plus 9 is my first part to this teaser. So the Jets are plus 3 right now at Minnesota. So I added 6 points, and now I get Jets plus 9. This is and what this does on a teaser is you want to go across the big numbers. So you want to go across 3, 4, 6, 7 because that's huge. You know what I mean? You don't want to go from like -2 to +4. That's just not a very good teaser in general. So the Jets haven't lost by more than 7 since September, just so you guys know. They have an elite defense. I don't know if you guys know a guy named Sauce Gardner. Saucy Sauce from the University of Cincinnati. He's going to slow down Justin Jefferson. He is not going to stop Justin Jefferson. But that's one of the most exciting matchups of this weekend. Like, if there was a camera on just those two, that would be so much fun to watch. An elite rookie versus, what's Jefferson? Second-year guy, third-year guy now? I don't remember now.
Something like that.
But just two guys that are at top of their position, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But the reason I like Jets +9, other than the fact that they just never lose by more than 7, is their defense. I mean, it's all about their defense. It is elite. They're giving up 13 points a game in their last 6 games. Think about that. 13 points a game in the last 6 games. So it's like they've played the Broncos 6 games in a row, if you really think about it. That's actually, I don't know if the Broncos are averaging 13. Anyway, so I just think if I raise it up to 9, that's a lot of points for a great defense. Mike White has given this team a little burst. And also the Vikings. Ryan's beloved Vikings have the worst pass defense in the NFL. The worst. Passing yards per game, worst. Passing yards per attempt, the worst. They freaking suck defending the pass. And here comes big bad Mike White. Big bad Michael Maximus White. I have no idea what his full name is. But he's going to come in and he's going to show people that he's not Zach Wilson. And that's all I need him to do. Just don't screw up. Make the right pass like he did last week. It was the Bears, but still, this is just like the Bears in regards to pass defense. So I love the Jets +9 at the Vikings. At worst, they lose by 6 or 7. I love it. Jets could beat Minnesota outright in this game. Bengals, Chiefs. Huge game. Huge game of the week. Bengals are +2.5 right now. That's right. Let's do the math. Carry the 1. Add the 6 points. Bengals +8.5. That's right. So it's Jets +9. Bengals +8.5. This game is a one-score game written all over it. The Chiefs are not running away with this. This game is in Cincinnati. And oh, by the way, a guy named Joe Burrow is 2-0 against Patrick Mahomes. There's something to be said for that, even though Mahomes will be the greatest of all time, as I talked about last video. Burrow's 2-0. Don't sleep on this team. Or I don't know if you've even paid attention, but the Bengals are 7-2 since their 0-2 start. Remember when we did panic time for the Bengals, 0-2? Yeah, it's not time to panic. They look legit. Here's the other thing. They've played 11 games, and only 4 of them have been at home. 4 of the 11 have been at home. They have played tough teams. They've played on the road, and they are still 7-2 in the last 9 games. What are you shaking your head about? That's accurate.
No, I'm just crazy that the schedules work that way. Like, that's weird. Like, what's the NFL doing to them?
No, I don't know. I think they have 4 of the last 6 or something like that at home now. So they've gone through the gauntlet. They're looking good. Jamar Chase is back. Joe Mixon should be back from the concussion. The O-line is playing better. This team can score. I don't remember. I have it in front of me because I thought I wrote it down, but I don't. The over-under is like 50-something, right? 53. You have that in front of you by chance or not?
No, I don't,
yeah,
unfortunately.
That's right. No, I think it's high. And you know what? I'd take it. At least even take it in the first half. These teams like to start out hot. Might be like 25 or something like that in the first half. I kind of lean that over too. So these defenses are not going to stop these offenses. Chiefs defense struggles sometimes. And I just think this game's coming down to the wire. I don't mind. I don't think it's out of the question to say the Bengals win this outright. So in my opinion, I'm getting the Bengals +8.5, who I think the Bengals can actually just beat the Chiefs straight up. And the Jets +9, and I think they can beat the Vikings. That was a lot. Sorry. Had to explain the teaser. That's it. -120. Jets +9. Bengals +8.5 is my last best bet of the week. What do you got, Ryan?
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go not totally against you. I almost want to take it off because of it, but I'm sticking with it. I'm going to do a 2-team money line parlay, and that's going to be the Chiefs beating the Bengals and the Chargers beating the Raiders, and the odds are +243. You kind of talked about the game a little bit, Chiefs and Bengals. I think this is time for Patrick Mahomes to get right against Joe Burrow. Bad taste in his mouth. He's going to come out hot, throw the ball to whoever. It doesn't matter on the Chiefs. When you got Patrick Mahomes and his arm, Travis Kelce, it's just going to be a fun game to watch, and I can't wait. And the Chiefs are going to win the game. They're going to beat the Bengals. I think the Bengals, you're right, they've played it away. I don't think they've played some of the best teams, though. I think they've struggled, they've played some of the weaker teams, I feel like. And the Chiefs, they just keep it rolling. It doesn't matter who you put in front of them. I feel like they're 1A or 1B for the best team in the NFL. And I think they're going to keep it that way against the Bengals. They can pass and they try and run. They can run. I don't know. Patrick Mahomes, it's really what it comes down to. When you have him on your team, he makes plays. He just makes special plays and wins games that way. As far as the Chargers and Raiders, the Raiders have come off 2 overtime games in a row. Very emotional. I feel like it's hard to kind of bounce back and ramp back up to play again. The Chargers, on the other hand, they've been playing better football as late. I know they got a couple injuries here and there, but they've been proven that they can keep playing even with injuries the whole way. So I just feel like the Chargers, with their passing game, the Raiders on a letdown, are going to come out and get the Chargers are going to come out and win that game. So I'm doing 2 teams moneyline parlay at plus 243.
I like it. I like it. Just injury updates, like he was saying. Chargers, no Corey Linsley. Sorry, these are questionable. Corey Linsley, Derwin James, Mike Williams. I might be missing something. It's hard to keep up with all the Charger ones.
Lineman guy.
Yeah. Oh, Pipkins.
Yep.
Pippy. Yeah, Pippy's questionable. That's huge. That's huge, Pipkins. And then the other game. What did you just talk about? I already forgot. What was left? Chiefs.
Thanks for paying attention to me.
No, there's not really many injuries for there, but the one I did want to talk about in that Chargers Raiders game was Josh Jacobs is questionable. So that's huge. Yeah, that's huge.
Then. Lock that in if he's out or questionable.
Yeah, if you guys hear he's out, you might want to, and you think it's huge, which it probably is a big deal for them because he's kind of their whole offense. I would make sure I lock in that Chargers now. So moneyline parlay, I like it. Good plus money. All right, and before we get this best bets recap page, let's real quick because it's our team, hometown team, Seahawks, -7 against the Rams. This Rams team, I think only the Texans are worse than them right now. Aaron Donald is going to be out this weekend, just so you guys know. That's going to be, that's helpful. Yeah, I don't think he's done a lot this week, or this year, but it helps. If we don't just absolutely annihilate this team, then it's sad. But I'll be curious to see what the Rams rookie Kyron Williams, I think is his name, rookie running back does, because we are a run funnel defense right now. So, anyways, what do you think, Ryan? Seahawks take care of business?
They definitely need to. I was talking about it during the recap video. As far as Seahawks make it into the playoffs, they got to beat the Rams twice, and they got to beat the Panthers to keep this alive. If they don't beat those 3 teams, then that's not good. But that's how I'm feeling for sure. Like the Panthers could be a tough team. I'm not. It's not going to be a cakewalk against the Panthers. They play good defense and stuff, but against the Rams, you got to win both. They're bad. The Rams are bad.
We're beating the freaking Panthers. You're correct though. These are must win. We lose this game to the Rams, our season is slipping. It's in trouble. So, all right, that's it. Best bets, week 13. We love it. Thanks for listening to us. Let's go to the recap. Here we go. Look at those beauties. Bet of the week right there. Dolphins money line for Ryan to beat those 49ers. The number 1 defense versus one of the top offenses. Should be a fun one. Broncos, plug your nose, hold your breath, plus 8.5. That is stinky. Money line parlay plus 243. Chiefs and Chargers money line. Both have to win their game. That's a good plus 243 for 2 semi-favorites. Chargers game is pretty much a pick 'em. And then my bets, over 44 Packers Bears. Lock it in now if you think Fields is going to play because that total is going up. Then my bet of the week, the Steelers money line to beat the Falcons. They should take care of business. We already talked about it. -110. Lock that in. Kenny Pickett keeps improving. Then the teaser, the 2-team teaser we got. Jets plus 8.5. Sorry, Jets plus 9. And the Bengals plus 8.5. Put those two together for -120. Both teams might even win outright. I see those both being 1-possession games. So that's where we're at on the best bets. We already lost the Josh Allen bet. We already talked about it. We're going to bounce back from that one. It's okay. We'll be fine. So we're going to release some player props a little later in the next few days, probably once those come out, and hit on some of those. Bet on that Sunday night and the Monday night games. But that's where we're at. Ryan, you got anything else? This is an exciting weekend of football.
No, I'm pumped for this weekend. Like you were saying, some of the last games weren't like the best ones to watch, and you only had one good one, maybe 2. You got some good games, get some good teams. Going to be a fun weekend. Can't wait.
I agree. Real quick question about Christmas before we end it, because why not?
Yeah, why not?
Are you a flock tree guy? Or are you a regular tree?
The white trees? Is that the flock trees?
Oh my lord!
I don't
Yes,
even know what
you're
you're
right.
talking about. No, I'm
Yes.
not for it. My grandma did it and she passed, but I love those trees. But if it was in my own house, no, no, thank you.
You love your
Green.
grandma's flock tree?
I love my grandma's flock tree because it was my grandma and just the way it
A-
is. But
And got it, got it.
as far as my own, no, it needs to be big, green, and smelly. You got to smell like a Christmas
Big,
tree.
green, and smelly. All righty, that's interesting. And on that note, I hope you guys all get your big, green, smelly Christmas tree this weekend because it's time. It's Christmas time. That's it. That's all I got for you. NBA recap video. If you guys are NBA fans, you've been waiting for us to get this video out. I don't blame you. It's freaking been a while. We've had life and Thanksgiving and everything. It's coming out in the next few days. Stay tuned. We got a lot to talk about in the NBA. It's going to be fun. And that's where we're at. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll talk to you later.